This is what happens when you get your chin too close to luggage and it scratches your face. Well, anyways, welcome to today's Comics and Coffee. I'm your host, Jay Wheeler. Your Sacramento's #1 source for geeky stuff, geeky news, comic reviews, and horrible, funny, embarrassing stories. Those may not have in it too. But, anyways, alright, so today is review Thursday. Also, we have news to cover. And yeah, so shall we get started with comic books that I do not have with me? They're in my bag. Hang on. Just come with me. I'm gonna walk over here, grab my comics. See, look at that. Look at that nice little frame job I did. I took all the individual comics of Batman, put them all around the frame of the family portrait. Thought that was a cool idea. Alright. Put you back down, like so. Comic books. Comic books. Okay. Alright, so. What? Alright, so first off we have Red Hood and the Outlaws #23. Now, in this issue, their Artemis has gone into the League of Assassins secret headquarters and is trying to bring back Jason, but Jason has been chosen to take charge of a special team of a League of Assassins where they're not really dead, but they're in like another dimension. So Jason is thinking about leading them, but at the same time he's trying to find himself. Jason is trying to find himself and trying to be that great leader or great person. But Artemis has all these cool gadgets, and he's fighting all these other assassins that have awesome powers. But at the same time, there was a foreseer found Starfire and said, listen, you better not let him shoot an arrow or something into that Lazarus pit, because it's going to let this great force that has always been blocked away from this special part of the League of Assassins, and there's going to be a great war. So Starfire was trying to stop that, but as we all know, Red Arrow or Artemis has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and he accidentally does fire an arrow into the Lazarus pit, which is causes this big army to come and attack the people in this, small universe. Which, by the way, Jason Todd somehow gets magical swords to come out of his hands. I don't know. That doesn't seem right, but maybe that's why Red Hood and the Outlaws are kind of losing that luster or that interest of people wanting to read it, because it's not what Jason Todd is, and it's not who the Outlaws are. But I'm thinking that either if they have new writers or new artists are trying to get a better story going. I don't know. Alright, G.I. Joe comic book I didn't read. Batman and Nightwing, issue 23. This one was very sentimental, very deep, and very kind of sad at the end, because this right here is basically Bruce built this like scenario 3D-ish kind of game where they put on these glasses and they put him back into the scenario where before Damien died, and so he tries to see how many scenarios he can do to prevent Damien's death. So while that's happening, Nightwing comes along and asks, he goes, I thought Bruce was gonna, because Apparently, Bruce has been using this machine for like 2 weeks and hasn't seen the sunlight or nightlight. So he hasn't been Batman in for a while because he's trying to see how he can save his son. So instead of Nightwing trying to stop him from using it, he goes in with him and they prevent Damian from dying, so to speak. But then as that happens, yep, I don't want to tell you the ending because the ending's pretty sad. But if you want to read this issue, or you are reading this issue, then you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, it was a little sad, but it was still good at the same time. So pick up this issue. And then Superman Unchained, number 3. Uh, this issue has where Apocalypse comes in and is fighting. It's not necessarily fighting against Superman, but at the same time, they they're both they're both fighting. They're like in a small part of it. They fight with each other, and then the rest of the time they're fighting against each other. So it's a new take on how this relationship is going to turn out. Which again, their storyline for this is pretty awesome because you got Scott Snyder, and then the art, and then I love Jim Lee's art when he draws for comic books. Ah, beautiful. Just he should just write for one certain comic, and stay with it. But that's not how artists are sometimes. So, all right. So, like I said, you can get all those comic books at Empire Comic Books. Empire Comic Books Vault is the address right here. It's an amazing comic book store. Has nothing but comics of all kinds, and graphic novels of all kinds, and action figures. So, please go there if you are looking for comic books to go to. Alright, now, to the news. Alright, so, this Latino review has thrown out a lot of rumors so far with Guardians of the Galaxy or other major movies that are being hush-hushed about. So, in this sense, the Latino review has found out that Marvel's in talks with Bradley Cooper to be the voice of Rocky Raccoon. Where they get these sources and where they get the news from, I don't know, because there's been a lot Latino review I've seen a lot, and they've reported on stuff like that, and it's never really pans out very well. It kind of is the opposite or something like that. So let's see what actually perspires. If Bradley Cooper is actually going to become the voice of Rocky Raccoon, that'd be cool. I would think he would play good as Rocky Raccoon, but we're just gonna have to wait and see when the actual trailer is released, or the whole synopsis is actually released by the great James Gunn. Which, by the way, is he's not releasing, if I've talked about this before, he's not releasing the trailer from Comic-Con on the internet at all. Which is fine, because he probably wants to put more of an awesome trailer into it instead of just showing you that 12 minutes that they filmed before they went to Comic-Con. So, that's smart. That's a good idea. Don't get all angry, people, because you can't see it and you didn't go to Comic-Con. Come on. You're going to get a great movie. So, alright. Secondly, one of the main bad guys from Homeland, I think do not kill me if I pronounce this right. It's Abba Nazareth, who played in 2 seasons of Homeland, is now going to be joining the cast of Arrow as one of the new villains. There's another name I'll have trouble pronouncing, so don't kill me if I get it wrong. Alawa. The episode will be called League of Assassins. It's not necessarily going to be the League of Assassins from Batman, but it's going to be an Assassins kind of thing. And they say that this villain is going to be challenging Oliver and going to be toying with Oliver's closest friends. So, look out for that when that season comes out. And then there's on comicbooksmovie.com, there's one of the editors does an in-depth approach to how to make a great Martian Manhunter movie. Like, this guy goes deep. Like, there's like, what, like 10 sections of main story, ideas for the characters, who should play the characters, and what the movies that inspired, what the movies have inspired him to do this from. So what the person or whoever directs it, that's what I'm trying to say, should take their ideas from, and then he gives a list of movies. So it's pretty in depth. So it seems like he really wants to see this Martian Manhunter movie. So that'd be cool. Also, if you ever are on YouTube and see those like Superman versus Thor or Batman versus Deadpool or Wolverine versus Predator, well, it's called Bat in the Sun, and the title of that show is Superhero Beatdown. I just saw a picture of a new superhero beatdown with Scorpion versus the White Ranger. Okay, listen. Obviously, I am a huge Power Ranger fan. I mean, look, I wore this belt buckle right here for at least, look, see, it's a morpher. I wore this for at least 4 days, and until I wore it at the comic book store, and a woman that is totally okay with, loves comic books and everything, and I thought it'd be very comfortable wearing this at the comic book store. She looked at it and thought I was weird, so I pretty much kind of put that away. I stopped wearing it because if the place that I think is comfortable to wear that is not really that comfortable, it's time to put that away. Anyways, I digress. I don't think the White Ranger is going to win. I really don't. Because you have Scorpion that has tons of other powers besides the White Ranger. The White Ranger, unless, here's the only two ways the White Ranger is going to win. Number one, there's a crap ton of votes for this guy. 3 reasons. Number two, his White Tiger Zord just like literally stomps on Scorpion. Or number three, they add some sort of power to him and kills him. But White Ranger doesn't kill, so it's going to be tough to see how that pans out. So, alright. I will see you all later, guys. Thanks for watching. Please read more comic books, and please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.